Listen, I am begging you to stop trying so hard, okay? Here's what I mean. If you are someone that has been trying everything to regulate your nervous system, but it's still not working, you've done all the meditations, you got the creams, you've done the EFT tapping, whatever it may be, you've just been circling through them, trying them, and it's not working. I need you to tune into this, okay? I'm gonna go over the 7 primary pillars of nervous system regulation. And these are what are necessary before you move on to the secondary nervous system regulation techniques, okay? So it's like there are some techniques that are just like, they're just basic to the body, right? And then there are some that are secondary after that. Like they're only going to matter if these first things are taken care of first, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so I'll go over a little bit what nervous system regulation is, and we'll hop right on into it, okay? Oh, and by the way, I'm Kendall. Hi, nice to meet you. And I help women regulate their nervous systems so that they can finally start moving forward in their life, okay? And I offer services that help you build a regulation practice that gets results. You can find all the links and things in the description. I have a newsletter where I teach about all of this, and you can work with me one-to-one. I've got some cool notebooks and workbooks and stuff for you. And yeah, that's it. So the first thing, what is dysregulation? And to put it simply, it is just your body's stress response, okay? But it becomes dysregulation whenever the stress response continues when there is no stress, okay? Dysregulation, it's like you're stuck in that response, if you will, always tense, on edge, I feel like everyone has different symptoms at different times. I don't like to say symptoms, but you know what I mean. Like, but it's just generally just like feeling off and you're not sure why. I think a very important key thing that helped me with all this when I was learning this for the first time was that, you cannot think your way to regulation. You have to feel it. Okay, because regulation is about feeling safe in the body, right? Because we were saying that it's the stress response, right? So the body doesn't feel safe to relax. It doesn't feel safe to focus on the little thing that your job that you're trying to do. Like it's hard to do a good job and pay attention to little things and be present with other people when your body feels like a dang lion is coming to get it. Okay. So but really think of it like that way. Like your body is really reacting like something extreme is going on, right? It's frozen, doesn't want to move, it's anxious, the heart's beating, and this becomes a real issue because this response not only feels uncomfortable in your body, not only does it, I feel like that's the first deep breath I've taken since I hit record. But not only does it like block your relationships with other people, you might snap at them, you might, shut down, and you're hard to read, they're not sure what's going on, you're not sure what's going on, but it also like biologically wreaks havoc on your body. This stress response, it releases hormones, right? Adrenaline, cortisol, what else is there? These things aren't meant to be, or these hormones, I should say, not these things, these hormones aren't meant to be just always being pumping in your bloodstream, right? And when they are always pumping in your bloodstream, they wreak havoc on your immune system, on your skin. It's hard to gain weight or lose weight, really. Depending on your body type, cortisol can block or gain, but for most of us, it's gain. Cause you to crave, unhealthy things. So, more and more research is coming out and letting us know that most of us, I want to be careful with my words. No, screw it, I'm just going to say it. Most of the time, these doctors and things are only treating the symptoms of a dysregulated nervous system, okay? And research is really coming out with the fact that, man, the nervous system is really the basis of it, okay? It really changed my life. I'm one of those people that I had tried everything, and this was the key, like really just learning about what was really happening biologically in my body, what nervous system regulation and dysregulation was a game changer for me, right? It was a game changer because I shifted out of it being like a mental type of thing where I felt like I needed to like stop and talk about it. And granted, there are some things that you need to communicate about, but I thought it was like the way I was thinking, and it's like it was a mental thing. But it wasn't. It was more of like just like a body thing, right? So you could really get out of your head and into your body. Okay. So there's that. It's a little background on what dysregulation is. Hopefully you know what the nervous system is. It is really the thing that runs your whole body, right? It's your nerves, it's your spine, it's the electricity and whatnot that runs through your body. Okay. Okay, so jumping into these 7 things, like I said, the title of this was I'm begging you to stop trying so hard. Okay. That's another thing that can get us dysregulated. It's like, you're not feeling too well. You can feel yourself being off. So many of us, myself included, will start putting like this whole thing, like this whole protocol, we're treating it like it's a workout plan. You want to get some abs, so now you've got the diet and you can't eat this and you've got to do 1,000 crunches and you need to start running and you need to get on the stairs, and we're kind of doing that with nervous system regulation, right? I've seen, go get you an ice cube and drink a glass of water and put your head between your knees and stomp your feet and go get a piece of paper out and you need to write, and then you need to meditate, and then after that get some sunlight. Okay. Phew. Take a deep breath with me, all right? These 7 things are what are going to really help you. All right, so, where's my list at? I know the first one was to make sure that you are eating healthy and consistently, okay? Yep, eat healthy and consistently. Very simple, we don't have to get into any type of specific diet or this, that, or the other. You know what it is. Like, make sure you're not living off coffee all day, getting up first thing, grabbing yourself a cup of coffee and a donut and running out the door. Okay, that's just caffeine and sugar. Of course, it's going to be hard for you to regulate if you're feeling jittery and you're running off of bootleg energy. That's what I call it, bootleg energy. So stop skipping your meals, skimping your meals, okay? Many of us don't really even realize that we're hungry until we're hangry. And hangry is a sign of dysregulation, okay? And then even eating at different times, try to keep it consistently daily so your body knows what to expect, okay? Remember, you can't think your way to regulation. You have to feel it, okay? Can you think yourself to not hungry? No, you have to feel like satiated. You have to feel full, or at least ate, or like you've eaten. It is what it is. Get some water, get you some fruits, get you some vegetables. Make sure you're eating a well-balanced meal. It's not too complicated. All right. So yeah, and even with that one, doesn't matter how many meditations and things that you do. If you haven't eaten and you're crashing off of sugar and caffeine, it is what it is. All right. So stop running on empty. 2, stop rushing around and slow down. Okay. Hi, baby. Hi. Okay, you gotta sit down. Hi. Okay. Yes, stop rushing around. Slow down. Do things about 20% slower than you normally would. Okay. Rushing is a big way to get dysregulated. Give yourself enough time to get to where you need to go. Plan ahead as best you can. You know, that is going to help you. All right. So, 3, stop constantly checking your body. Yeah, if you see my guy, he's a little under the weather right now. So, he doesn't feel too good. Okay, so yes, stop constantly checking your body. I know for those of us with like the anxiety background, that is a tip that we've been given to, you know, stop and check our breathing, stop and check this, stop and check that, this and that. Sometimes that constant checking in is a challenge. It, you know, can really dysregulate us. So 4, overstimulation. Okay, reduce input. Sometimes you can try lowering the lights. You can turn, you know, music down if you have that on, or maybe turn it to something calmer. Those binaural beats are really awesome for this. Frequencies are nice to listen to. What else? You know, sometimes even like the clothes that you're wearing can be very overstimulating. The phone, you know, like just constant scroll, like that will dysregulate you. You know, when you get to that, like that scroll is like the freeze response almost, you know, it really does. It like puts your body into freeze, which is a sneaky way that your body doesn't feel safe. Okay. So 5, consistency over intensity. Okay. For those of us that have that neurodivergent ADHD background, we go really intense on something and then we forget about it and leave it alone for like however long. And then we go back in really good and then that's it. And that roller coaster and whatnot can really, it's very dysregulating, okay? So pace yourself if you can. And if you know, for my women out there, get into cycle syncing and learn what your phases are. The luteal phase is typically when you don't feel like doing anything. So be very mindful of planning things that require a lot from you during that luteal phase. You know, you might not be very social, not have the focus and what you need to have in order to produce something. So, do what you can consistently, do with that what you will, you know, just schedule it around that. Be aware of that, okay? Create rhythms. Rhythms really help me. Like generally do the same thing every morning, the same thing at the end of the day. Have like a general like flow to your day. You go, you know, maybe set up your computer, you check your email maybe first, and then that's it. You write back to everything and you don't check your email again until later. Then you work on this and then you know, just have a certain like flow to it, okay? And only let those intense things, only respond to those if it's really intense, okay? It's another thing that signals to the body that you're not safe, right? Whenever you're always intense about everything, your body wants to have consistency, right? Okay. So 6, notice when your body doesn't feel safe or when it is tense, all right? That one is kind of similar to stop constantly checking your body. But if you can zero in on those times where you don't feel safe, you can prepare for that and better try to help yourself through that, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to think of an example. I know for me specifically, and this one kind of, well, yeah. So for me, it's like I've noticed that my body doesn't feel safe whenever it's like around water for whatever reason, one or the other. But so I'll know, like when I'm about to do the dishes, when I'm about to wash my face, when I'm about to get in a shower. I know that those are specific times that I need to take extra special care to really signal to my body that it is safe, okay? And I was going to say that that's kind of like number 4, reducing the input and the overstimulation. Like those two things can go hand in hand. Not always, but a lot of times they do. All right, and number 7, something that I have been stressing and kind of touching on this whole video is to remember that you cannot think your way out of dysregulation. You have to feel it. It's the reason why you can keep telling yourself you're safe, you can keep telling yourself you're fine. But if you don't feel it, if you're not signaling to your body that you are, it's not going to happen, So think about, for example, those of us with social anxiety, right? Logically that everything's going to be fine. Like, that I look fine. I know what to talk about. I know these people. Like, it's not going to die if I go. But your body doesn't do that. You get out in the situation, and what does it do? It freezes up. And you can sit there and you can try to tell it over and over. But you have to start doing things to calm yourself down and breathe and maybe take a break. And these things that you're doing are what are signaling, letting your body relax into the situation so that you can move forward. All right. So that's what I have for you. I am confident that that was helpful for you. And again, I want to remind you to check out my links, join my newsletter, work with me if you need to. Love to have you. Check out the workbook, and I will see you in the next one.